Hello, friends. Well, it's time for another little knife review, description, whatever you feel like calling it. Um, as I told you, whenever I make them, I put them up. So, I'm showing the back side of this right now, so there could be a little bit of a surprise. But when I was a kid, there was a black switchblade that was always advertised in various magazines, Soldier of Fortune, Boy's Life, things like that, called a Black Beauty. And it was your classic 11-inch switchblade, basically black. Relatively cheap. If I remember, it was 10 or 15 bucks. But anyway, I remember asking my dad, "Hey, can I have this?" And no, 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 no. Of course not. I was a kid. So we move ahead, some 40 years, and now that I make knives, I figured it's time to make myself one. So this is my reinterpretation of the original Black Beauty. I'm calling this one the Copperhead, and you'll understand why. So it is basically just an 11-inch switchblade, but it's completely customized. This one put in you can see here, it's a flat abalone inlaid button. And it's got very dark, almost black horn handles. They could be considered chocolate, but they're pretty much black. But the real sweet part about this is what we use for the steel. And that's why I call it the Copperhead. This is made by Baker Forge. This is, if I remember correctly, because I have a few different types of steels, I believe this is called Raindrop Kumai or Gomai. This is a combination of 80 CRV2 with also Damascus, copper, and brass. So it makes for a really, really spectacular steel. I am just absolutely in love with this. I still haven't decided if I'm going to sell this one or not because I just finished it and I'm rather enamored with it. I've actually been playing with it a little bit. I've already started to tarnish the copper a little bit. I got to repolish that up because when it's really polished, it looks beautiful. But as of course with all my knives, no blade play. Everything's got to be just right, and I make them to cut. I'm not a big fan of knives that you can't cut with, so put a really wicked little edge on this. But it came out so nice. I am really, really happy with this. It took quite a while to do it because this steel is very finicky to work with. It is beautiful stuff, but don't let anybody fool you. This is not for your first timers. It is extremely difficult to get things ground and pick the right piece so that you kind of get even distribution of the copper on either side. With a wider blade, it's probably a little bit easier with fixed knives, kitchen knives, whatnot. But when you're dealing with something smaller like this, that's relatively slender, this blade I believe is about 3.5 millimeters thick, 3.2 maybe. It just becomes somewhat of a challenge. I went through a couple of blades where you start grinding it down and you realize one side is almost pure copper and the other side isn't. You just don't like the way it looks. So you end up going through 2 or 3 pieces of steel before you get what you're really looking for. But this one is marked with my name. I've been putting that on more of the recent ones, but it may be available for sale at some point. I'm working on another version that's a 13-inch pick lock right now. That'll probably be done in a week or two. And maybe once I have them both done, I might sell them as a pair. But hope you enjoy. If you have any questions or comments or, whatever, you just want to tell me I'm a nice guy or a schmuck or whatever it is, feel free to leave those comments and I'll respond or not. We'll see. But take care. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks.